All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. In this next topic, we're going to talk about the Tesla Model 2, the $25,000 new Tesla that we probably will be hearing more about in the next few days on March 1st. But I found this tweet from a Pierre Fugaro, which is, I guess, a Tesla bull, and he isolated a bunch of stuff on what he actually predicts for the Tesla Model 2, and it actually looks super interesting. So we're going to take a look at it. And I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts on it. Would you buy a Tesla Model 2 or a $25,000 Tesla? I bet I already know what the answer is, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. If you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good finds scanning Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. Shout out to Happy Hippo for posting this comment and segueing us into this topic here about the $25,000 Tesla. And we'll most likely, well, we will hear more about it on March 1st. But shout out to Priya here on Twitter. Model 2 is critical to the continued success of Tesla, and we should learn a lot more this week about it. Here's an overview in 4 slides. So here's his first predictions. We expect Model 2 to be 15% shorter, 30% lighter, and a 25% smaller battery. We don't want that. We don't want smaller batteries. We want more range. Let's see here. What could a Model 2 look like? 30% lighter, 25% smaller. Anything here that looks interesting to you all? There's a lot of specs. I mean, we want more range and less price. We don't want like a smaller battery. So here's another quote. We expect Model 2 30% less expensive to build than the Model 3. Half the difference derives from directly from the car being small. The other half mostly from design, architecture, manufacturing innovations. This means a $21,000 cost of goods at scale, including full self-driving hardware. So I mean, would they even sell something like that? A $21,000 cost of good and then sell it for 26? Does that even make sense? What is that? 20% profit margin? I guess that kind of makes sense. Seems like too close to the price there, but I mean that would be good. Let's see what other the Tesla Model 3. I guess they would. Tesla Model 3 cost of goods at least estimated for them is $34,000. Tesla Model 2 a $21,000, $12,500 price decrease. So I mean they're gonna have to make it come from somewhere, right? At least from like the parts of it, the the materials that are going to be used for the interior. I mean Tesla already doesn't have luxury interiors, so I mean this one is for sure not going to have a luxury interior at all. It's probably going to be even more basic. I mean they were industry first, right, by bringing that iPad and putting it in the center. So maybe they'll go with like an iPad mini and put it in the center instead of the iPad Pro size. But on top of that, here's the third tweet. Full self-driving capable with superior range and performance. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? Because smaller battery but lighter car would still equal to hopefully a long range, like 200, 300 mile range at the end of the day. So Tesla Model 2 will command a premium on the likes of a Corolla, like the Model 3 commands on the premium on the likes of an Accord. I do like how that they compare. I mean, this guy is real, or this person keeps it real, right? Like, we're not seeing him compare or them comparing the Model 3 to a BMW or the Model 2 to like a 2 Series. They're keeping it real because I would agree. Model 2 is a Corolla and the Model 3 is essentially an Accord. It might have, more luxurious styling on the exterior, but it's essentially an Accord on the interior. And I've also said, hot take, Camrys and Accords might have better suspension, or at least are more comfortable than a Model 3, but that's me. I mean, I am pretty harsh with Teslas, like maybe even overly harsh, but it's really because it's not that Teslas have harsh suspension. It's they're sportier, and that all EVs are going to have harsher suspension because of how heavy the battery is, and so they're just not comfortable cars at the end of the day. But so that's why air suspension makes a huge difference. So here's down to the implications. Tesla can maintain a gross margin heading towards 30% for autos. Model 2 and full self-driving increasing in the mix, but I mean, gotta keep it real though. No one is buying a $25,000 Model 2 and then paying $15,000 for full self-driving. That absolutely that is not happening. That's probably like a 0% take rate. Maybe the $200 subscription, maybe, but yeah, no one is definitely not. No way. And really, the most people that actually buy full self-driving is people that buy Model S's and X's, where like $15,000 is only what 10-15% of the price. Then most people with Model 3s and Model Ys are not buying a full self-driving, from what we can speculate from Troy Tesla. But a $25,000 Tesla at the end of the day will do wonders for Tesla. It will push market share. It will take a lot of the market that is driving gas cars right now, because that is a different price point. That is what much lower than what the average price of a vehicle is right now. We just passed like the $47,000 mark for an average vehicle across the US. And so if we could potentially see a $25,000 Model 2, back out the $7,500 tax credit, back out a $2,000 CVRP. What is that? Like a $15,000 electric vehicle Tesla. I mean, the only other vehicle that's out there right now that is even in that, well, no, actually there's two vehicles, right? We've got the Chevy Bolt, but of course there's dealer markups. We've got the Nissan Leaf, but of course there's dealer markups. But then the other flip side of all of this, right? Like, just only imagine like when these vehicles start to come out, and of course there's going to be a used market for this as well. Well, used will probably in that $20,000 to $25,000 range as well, which would then qualify for a $4,000 EV tax credit for low income individuals on that aspect as well. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on this are down below in the comments or in the chat. I'm certainly excited to see a cheap Tesla, because that will certainly do wonders for the brand, and it will push other manufacturers to compete as well. And so it's going to be a very interesting market for the EVs, especially what we're seeing with how fast Tesla, it seems to be ramping up these CCS installation chargers across all their supercharging network. It's pretty crazy to see how fast Tesla can execute on these ideas. And so, I mean, what would be a crazy time frame for you? Like, let's say hypothetically Tesla announces a $25,000 Model 2 on March 1st, and they said we're going to have this out by next year. Would that be crazy? I mean, because usually I want to say like Tesla's ramp is what, 4 or 5 years, if that. I mean, we've still got Roadster pending, we've got Cybertruck pending, but what if Tesla could say $25,000 Model 2, here's what it looks like, here's the price, here's the range, and here's the date it's coming out. We're ready to produce them. They hit it from everybody, and we're going to produce it January of 2024. And here's our ordering page too. What if tomorrow? I mean, that's crazy, right? What if they already usually do this. They release some sort of ordering page, but we could easily see that. Here's an order page. Here's your put down a $250 deposit or even $100 deposit like they did with the Cybertruck, and place your order right now. Would you order it? Would you just order it just because you want a $25,000 Tesla? Or would you just wait and see until it actually is about to come out? So there's two questions right there. What would be a crazy time frame, and what would be a crazy price and or deposit? Would you just place a deposit right then and there? But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on the $25,000 Tesla. We'll probably see very, very soon, but we're going to jump back into the comments, into the live chat. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you actually get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best deal at the best price, including credit unions, financing rates, and banks that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing at 5.44%. Lowest one is like 3.2% to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check out if you're interested. Link down below in the description.